Hello, hello everybody, and welcome to another beautiful, it's not really an episode, but another beautiful drop-in, desire sit-in with myself, Sierra Sullivan. This is the Tune In and Turn Up Your Manifesting Powers series, and every day this week from 1 p.m. Pacific or 4 p.m. Eastern for about 15 to 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to be here live in this Facebook group, helping you ground in and learn some embodiment exercises, some meditation techniques, and some grounding exercises in which to do exactly what I just said. Tune in and turn up your manifesting powers. For those of you that may be just joining us for this series and perhaps did not get a chance to watch the 4-part Art of Effortless Feminine Manifestation Facebook Live series I did 2 weeks ago, I'm going to give you a link so you can go check that out, because all of these exercises are specifically to take what you learned from those 4-part series, which is a step-by-step formula about effortless feminine manifestation, and to give you opportunities to be more in the experience of what I taught versus the head knowledge of what I taught. So, the link to watch those videos, if you haven't caught them, they are all in this Facebook group, so you can catch them here for sure. But if you want to just find an easier way, you can go to the URL lifestylized.com/effortless. I'm trying to remember what the link was. lifestylized.com/effortless. And all of the videos are there. And an invitation to have a further conversation with me for some special, amazing 8-week adventure that I'm about to take. Oh, yay! We've got some old school sisters on the line here. Welcome, Valerie. Welcome, Anne-Marie. I'm actually here at one of Anne-Marie's beautiful home, and I chose this backdrop because her daughter did this moon phases art, which is so perfect because we talk a lot about moon phases and working with the moon phases. And actually on Friday, the last Tune In and Turn Up video that I did was an actual full moon ritual. We just have now passed the full moon, and one of the things that we talked about in that video, so if you haven't had a chance to watch that, or probably have a couple more days before we leave the full moon energy altogether, but I led everybody through a specific releasing and forgiveness ritual, because when it comes to manifesting, if certain things are taking up bandwidth and you're holding on to old stories, you're not necessarily going to be able to call in what you do want, because there isn't enough space in your life or in your emotional field or in even your energetic field in which to actually call in what you desire. So if you've got some clearing to do, now's the time to do it, and I encourage you to go back and revisit actually both Thursday's and Friday's video. Thursday I took you through a very specific tool about energetic investment assessment, and then on Friday I took you through a very specific full moon ritual forgiveness exercise, which you can do that anytime, and it's actually most potent during the full moon time, which you have about a day or so. Awesome! So today is going to be very simple, actually. I want to quickly share a story, and then we're going to move into the experience, the exercise for today, which is simply a breath exercise. One of the ways that I've been realizing that I've been in my own way when it comes to what I'm teaching all of you and what I mostly live, and sometimes have to be reminded to live, because it's heal or heal thyself, right? I teach as much as I need to learn. I learn as I teach, and I know all of you here probably have an understanding of that in some capacity. But one of the ways that helps me step more fully into the principle, which is step 3 in the Art of Effortless Feminine Manifestation, step 2 is lean back. And as I shared in the previous videos, the leaning back is probably the most challenging place for all of us, especially us women entrepreneurs or us type A personalities, or really, I think, anybody who lives in this culture of America, which is go, do, drive, make it happen energy. The idea of actually leaning back when you have a desire and allowing yourself to be more guided and tuned in to what that desire is, and look around and be more aware and awake and available to the very things that actually are going to get you closer to that desire, it takes a serious it's like a 180-degree turn from what we're used to doing, because we're told in life that we need to go after what we want with vim and vigor. And that is an approach, but where it's often left us, especially us ladies, is a little depleted, maybe a lot depleted, exhausted, burnout, and really not sure we want that desire after all. And that's a pretty disheartening place to be. So in the process of actually manifesting, in that formula that I gave you, and again, the link is lifestyleize.com/effortless. If you missed those videos and you want to catch up and know what I'm talking about, you can still be here and get the value of today, but there are these 4 steps. The step 2 is lean back. And in leaning back, because that is the tricky part, breath is your friend. So lately for me, I found myself caught back up in the doing, in my efforts, which is a funny word to use considering it's about effortless, in my desire to bring this information out into the world and have as many women access this information. I have found myself back in a doing mode and not fully walking my talk or leaning back into the desire. And so I was reminded this past weekend and last weekend and this past weekend that breath is really the key. So today we're going to breathe. Today we're going to just take a couple of minutes, probably like 5 to 8 minutes together, and we're going to ground into our bodies, we're going to ground into our breath, and we're going to ground into our desires. And know that whatever you're doing in this moment to move one step closer to what it is that you're truly wanting to have happen or wanting to create in your life is probably about 30 to 50% more effort that you're making than you need to. And again, I explain more of this in the Art of Effortless Feminine Manifestation series, but the idea is that we actually miss a lot of things that are right in front of our face because we're not as connected inside, and we're more seeking outside. And so we're moving at a mile a minute, or 100 miles an hour, and the old stop and smell the roses, right? Or you might miss something, is actually what's happening. We're actually missing very specific signs, very specific people, very specific resources that are absolutely in arm's reach distance away, because we're not as dialed into our breath and ourselves and our higher selves and our inner vision and our inner knowing, and instead we're caught up in what the outside world is wanting us to do or be or have. So today is just an opportunity for us to get reconnected to ourselves and to our breath, to remind you that when you're feeling like, oh my God, so much is happening, that you've just caught yourself in too much energy, and you're probably moving way too fast, and you're probably actually manifesting way too many things in the moment that is not necessarily in alignment with what you're actually seeking to manifest. And in those moments when you recognize that, it's time to just come back to the breath. So one of the things I've asked my husband and my dearest friends to support me in is when they see me in that energetic, and we all know what that energetic looks like. It's when we're getting just completely about our life, to just simply grab my hand and say, let's just breathe together, shall we? And then we sit and we just take some deep breaths. So, lovely ladies, let's just breathe together, shall we? I know that wherever you're tuning in from, there's probably been a million things already on your plate, a million things to do, a million more things that are going to have to be done. And this is your moment. You've showed up here in this very time, in this very space, to be in this sisterhood, here with me, here with yourself, to just take this moment and reground yourself and breathe. All right. So I invite you to get yourself in a comfortable position. You can have your feet on the floor. You can have your hands on your lap, or you can sit cross-legged, whatever position is going to be good for you. And I invite you to just close your eyes. And in a moment, I'm going to guide the breath. But for this few seconds leading in, I just want you to connect to your own breath, wherever you are with your breath. I'm not going to ask you to do anything to change it right this second. I just want you to begin to become aware of your breath. And just notice anything about it at all. Maybe just by noticing, you realize that you're not breathing so well after all. Maybe you notice that just by bringing awareness and attention to your breath, that you dropped in a little more, that you deepened your breath a little bit more. Maybe instead of having it up here in your chest, it's down in your belly, or maybe because you thought it was in your belly and you noticed it's more in your chest. So I just want you to breathe naturally and be aware of where your breath is. No judgment, no need to change anything, no need to fix anything. Just be simply aware of this beautiful life force moving through you in this moment. Now, as you're breathing, I also like to ground you in this moment. So keeping your attention on your breath, I want you to become aware of the sit bones and where your butt is actually touching whatever you're sitting on. And I just want you to become aware of that point between your seat and your butt. Now continuing to breathe and become aware of just that connection point. These tiny little spaces that we can become aware of when we just take our attention out of the myriad of things that we can be caught up in any given moment, any given day, and bringing it down to the simplest focus, which right now is your breath and is where you're sitting in your seat, the connection point between your legs and your butt and your actual seat. Now, feeling that connection, I want you to feel supported, right? You are supported. You're actually physically supported by the very thing that you're sitting on. And by that thing is supported by the floor underneath. And the floor underneath is supported by the building. And the building is supported by the ground. And the ground is supported by Mother Earth. Mother Earth is supported by the cosmos. So just by simply being right now in this moment, breathing, just being present, aware of this very moment, you are fully supported. You're fully supported. Just take that in for a moment. Just even bringing the awareness to the physicality of you being here in this moment is providing support for you. Now that support's available anytime, should we decide to ask and call upon that support. Because that support is a very tangible thing. It's very tangible. And there's also so many non-tangible ways that we are supported that we don't even see, that we don't even think about. Because we're moving a mile a minute. And we're getting caught up in our Lone Ranger behaviors. And we're thinking we need to do everything ourselves. And we've got these big plans and these big to-do lists. And we go on and on. But for this moment, in this very second, you're just breathing, you're just being, and you're feeling the connection point of the support underneath you. So continue to breathe, just naturally. And I just want you to be with that for a moment. Just a few more seconds here to just really be present, awake, aware, cognizant, connected to both your life force, which is always available to you, which is your breath, and the support of just simply sitting, being in your seat right here, right now, with me and the other women here with you. So simple, so powerful, so important. Few more breaths on your own, just basking in this, hearing my voice, feeling your breath, feeling yourself supported, being reminded of the importance of presence. Presence is where we get all the gifts. It's the reason presence and gifts are the same word. It's when we are distracted and overwhelmed and caught up in all these other things is where we miss so much. All right. So continuing to breathe. In a moment we're going to breathe together. Just feeling whatever you're feeling, noticing whatever you're noticing, being available for whatever's coming up for you. Just slowing down sometimes can make a huge difference. All right, at the end of your next exhale, we're going to breathe deep. So exhale out, wherever you are, exhale, 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 and breathe in deep. And release. Breathe in again. And release. We're going to do 2 more breaths. Breathe in. And release. And 1 last breath. Breathe it in. Make it count. See if you can sip in even more air at the top. Even more air, and see if you can just hold it. Feel the expansion. Hold that breath, feel the expansion. You might even feel your heartbeat. See how big you can get, see how more expanded you can get, how much more you can air. Breathe in, and release. And I just want you to feel whatever you're feeling. Just notice the difference. Where you were, where you are, what that last breath brought to you, that expansion, the relaxation, the surrender. Maybe there's tension, whatever's there. Just notice, just bring your awareness to it. These are the simple everyday practices that we can do. So just taking another moment with your eyes closed. When you put your hands on your heart. I want you to give yourself gratitude. Gratitude for taking the few moments out of your busy day. All of the reasons that you could have made, all the excuses to not have been here, to not be watching this, to not be experiencing this. You overcame them. Something said, show up, be a part of this, and be available. And I want to acknowledge you for that, and I want you to acknowledge yourself for that. As small as it may seem, it's a big deal. And as tiny as a little exercise of breath that we just did together, believe me, it's going to make a huge impact and ripple effect into your day and most likely your week. So I acknowledge you. I acknowledge your higher self. I acknowledge the technology, all of the ways it took for us to be here together. And I'm so very grateful. So whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes back up if you haven't already. And I want to say thank you. And I want to say I am Sierra Sullivan, for those of you who don't know me. And I will be here for the next 4 days at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And the intention of these drop-ins are to give you an opportunity to be with yourself, held by this technologically connected community of sisters in this Fun Fab Girlfriends group. And to also learn to embody many of the techniques that I shared in great detail in the Art of Effortless Feminine Manifestation. So once again, if you hadn't had a chance to watch those videos, I encourage you to do so. And even if you don't get to watch those videos, you can still show up and be here with me every day this week. The link to that, once again, is lifestylized.com/effortless. And check those videos out. And if you're looking to deepen your manifestation powers in any way, there's an opportunity to get on the phone and speak with me about a gathering and experience that I'll be leading in a few weeks, next week actually, and how you might be able to be part of that and take a desire that you have in the world and tangibly manifest it in an 8-week period. So I would love to have a conversation with you and see what's brewing for you and what might want to be expressed and manifested by the end of the summer, and be a partner for you and with you in that. So in the meantime, you have yourself a very beautiful day. Keep remembering to breathe. Remember my voice. Remember that phrase, just breathe with me. You can come back to this video at any time. You can visit some of the other videos at any time. And once again, I thank you for showing up, and I will see you tomorrow, same time. And I encourage you to please share your insights, share what you got out of this, share below or post later or come back in later and tell me what's going on for you. I very much look forward to hearing from you and how these are serving you. All right. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Mwah. Take care.